vehicles out on the circuit, just doing final checkups and inspections and see whatever they can do. And then from there, we will be going Clubman's Saloon Car Racing, sponsored by Thermo Fires. Now, there's supposed to be 30 cars if you're going to have all of them out on track. That, of course, I don't know. I can tell you of one car that I do know that's not going to be in there that was supposed to be in there, and that is Jess Huggett. Jess picked up mechanical issues in qualifying this morning, and sadly for Jess, he's had to withdraw. But yeah, 29 left. How many of them will come out, we don't know, due to track conditions, but we'll see. They are busy rolling out of the pit lane as I watch the television screen behind the fire bucky. There are still, as I said, some safety and maintenance vehicles out on the track, so the Clubman's drivers must just keep an eye out. The yellow flags will obviously be waving around the track, just to make sure that the drivers are aware that there are safety vehicles and maintenance vehicles out on the circuit doing checkups and inspection. There you see the first of the yellow flags that's been waved by the marshals. Safety cars out as well. Chase car is out, all behind the Clubman's cars. Now, trust me, people at home, what you are seeing on your screen is a lot lighter than what it looks like out of the commentary box windows. It's very, very dull and gloomy. Obviously, the TV cameras make it look a whole lot more brighter than what it really is. But through the windows, it's dull and gloom, and you cannot see our telltale hill. Well, you can see a little bit of it, not too much. Table Mountain has been abducted by aliens. So, yeah, I hope that the race meeting still... well, we're going to continue. Let's hope that the rain stays away until the end of the event. A big thanks to Lime Property Management, Mr. Clint Ridden, and the team. A big thank you to Pertamina Fostron, to Castrol, to the City of Cape Town, to Porsche Club, to Interceptor, King Tony Tools, and Smile 90.4 FM. And of course, all our class sponsors as well here at Killarney International Raceway. Well, quite a few of the Clubman's cars did go out. We'll look and see when they do line up on the grid exactly how many cars there are. So joining me Mike's side with this one, he's going to operate the cameras and grab the mic. He's Mr. Gary Gaza-Fleming from Western Cape Commentators and from Second Gear Talk Show and Productions.
Oh, there's everybody at home, and hi Frankie and the rest of the commentary crew that have done a brilliant job of bringing you the action so far this morning. Yeah, it's been slower, it's been calmer, there's no doubt about it, but I personally believe my prediction was we'll have decent-ish racing, pace-wise, then we would stop for a period of time because of rain, and then we would be able to carry on racing thereafter. So far, my prediction has semi-come true, and I personally believe that we will be able to carry on for the rest of the day. I don't think we'll have any further stoppages at all, but that's my personal opinion. Looking at what there is out there, there is a fair amount of standing water all around the circuit. That is why they've actually let the Clubman's cars go out, the Thermo Fires Clubman's cars go out, while the safety cars and recovery vehicles were on track, so the guys can take a slow ride around under double waved yellows right around the circuit. All corners was double waved yellows, which indicates that there is vehicles on circuit that are not racing vehicles as such. But I think this is going to be pretty interesting stuff. As Frankie said, the bad news, Jess Huggett with a rebuilt motor, with a new crank in it, and clutch plate, pressure plate, release bearing, trigger wheel, everything, and the trigger wheel has broken. So that throws the timing out. So Jess is, in fact, I do believe, sitting at home watching. So Jess and Carol, enjoy this one. Would have been much nicer to have you out there on the grid. I believe Yusuf Hendricks and Jaco Lambert are, in fact, going to be on the front row of the grid as we get these cars to come through. I've got a funny feeling you'll hear the radio light up in the background, and Clark, the course, will probably give the guys a lap or two to do a sighting lap, to have a look-see where the water is, how bad it is, what areas to stay away from. What I can tell you is, if you look at that shot over there, look at the water on the left-hand side of the circuit. That is between turn 1 and turn 2. And that alone, obviously, the guys, and you see where the buckies, that Navarro bucky's just gone through, there is water across that side. And then the other spot, which obviously is of major interest, you could actually see there, look at the water that's running across the track. That's on your braking markers going down into turn number 5. The water on the inside of turn 5 that Sean Moore went through was around about there. That water is transferred onto the infield, so that is not parked for May. That's the last spot you want to go and park, is on that side. There's a lot of water on the grass areas as such, but I think that you'll probably find that the guys with semi-wets will be semi-okay. Coming back, the Spurman has decided to join us with the racing again. Gavin Surf said to me, I think you picked the wrong day. He says, no, it doesn't matter. I've got semi-wets on. So you think that'll be fine? He says, yeah, up to 4th gear. Not sure about 5th. So nice to have Gavin Surf back out there on a circuit again. Frankie, yeah, predictions? Wet.
Wet. I think the guys with a lot of kilowatts are going to battle out there, especially the super quick BMWs. People like Josef Hendricks is going to have to be very easy on the throttle. Otherwise, he could find himself doing a bit of a swapper.
6 laps the board. It's gone from 8 down to 6.
Yeah, and on the monitor as well, yeah, the TV device, or should I say our timekeeping screen. So they've chopped it with the 2 laps, purely because it is approaching 10 past 2. So we are pretty far behind. So if the weather holds and they can cut a bit of laps down, then we can still get to the end of this race event successfully. I see Gary Smith, and then on his outside we've got Gary Manwaring, Shane Smith as well. He's there with the 71. Gary Smith and Shane Smith, and then JP Share is just there behind him. And behind that 71 car, there is that Skyline, the Origin Oil Skyline of Steven Heidenrich is right in there as well. Stevie, all the kilowatt in the world, but he's going to have to be very, very easy on the throttle there, Gaza. Otherwise, he's going to find himself in trouble together with Josef Hendricks.
Yeah, the man we just spoke about, Gavin Surf, the spur man, just to his left. And then directly behind that, Seth Griffin Wintle, which is the second generation Griffin Wintle coming out on track. Nice to see that the older hands, they're talking about a start delay. Yeah, there's the start delay board that is being walked down.
Gaz, that would be because there are still maintenance vehicles on the track. If I look out of the commentary box window to the north, heading towards turn 4, there is a bucky on the track. So we still got safety and maintenance vehicles on the circuit.
And we got another problem. Somebody that whoever brought Table Mountain back has just stolen it again. She's gone.
Yeah, that is the nature of the situation that we are finding ourselves in.
In fact, I'm going to predict, Frankie, that during the course of this race, the rain's going to come down and come down pretty hard. If you look out towards Blouberg side, that's the closest that bank has been to us so far all day. And with the wind that Francois predicted was going to blow everything past us, it's blown a lot of it past us, but not everything, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, it was never going to blow everything away. As long as it's blown most of it away, that's the most important thing. But yeah, we'll have to see. There you can see there are still maintenance vehicles on the track heading up towards turn number 4, sidle sweep.
Now, for the folks sitting at home, in fact, that Oh, now it's bucketing down. That movement that you see on the camera there, Frankie, that is not what we're doing from IMUSAT side. That is, in fact, the guys downstairs in the clerk's office that override us, where they need to be able to see certain items and whatever's happening around the circuit. So that was obviously a double check by the clerk of the course to see where the worst areas are.
Yeah, that's quite right. There's a lot of mud. If you have a look at that very same shot going through turn 1 on the outside, this is the Tiger Book straight you see just at the bottom of your screen. Look at that sand trap that's now turned to a mud trap.
And look at the water on the inside of the exit of the corner after the apex. If the rain allows us to see it, there you can see that patch of water that there is on the outside. That not being too much of a problem. That, to me, if somebody is unaware of it, is going to be a major problem. That's in the middle of the Joubert Straight. That's not where you would normally ride. But then again, if you've taken many laps to catch up to somebody and you go for a dive in the wrong spot, excuse the pun, dive.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, they're going to have to be very careful. The rain just came down in a quick burst. It's lightened up a lot. So it's a very, very brave decision that's been made. But we will see what happens as we're about to go off. There's Stephen House in the Thermo Fires Jetta. He is the main sponsor of this class, the Clubman Saloons. Clubman Saloons is actually a regional category, so you can get Western Cape or Western Province colours for motorsport if you do Clubmans. Classes A, B and C is classified as the senior Western Province championships, and classes D, E and F is junior. It's got nothing to do with your age, it's got to do with the category, or should I say the class that you race in.
And those classes are determined by cut-off points in terms of seconds that you take per lap out there. So you classified according to the type of lap times that you and your car are capable of.
Right, the cars are beginning to roll through. Oh, it's difficult to pick everybody up. That is Anton Jacobs that you just saw go through there with the Sentra. There's John De Silva. That's Eva De Toy in the Ford Falcon. And there's the block of flats, the Chrysler, that's busy making its way through. Dexter Bruce, who just picked up Dex. Oh, Gaza, sorry, look at what the rallycross path, the rallycross track looks like. It's an absolute mud bath.
That block of flats might not be a bad option. Look at the Bucky trying to get up the hill, up the embankment to try and get a better view, and it doesn't seem to be working too well. It's a bit slippery there. But that block of flats might not be a bad option due to the fact that you've got that amount of weight that will force the water away underneath the semi-slick tires that most of these guys would be running.
Well, let's see exactly what is going to happen out there. Look at that mud bath. You don't want to go there, that's for sure. Unless you bring your bucket and spade with. Otherwise, you don't want to go play there, that I can promise you.
Well, Stephen Gous, the head honcho of Thermo Fires, the headline sponsor of Clubman's for this year, finds himself on the second row of the grid. Spoke to him earlier on and said, what do you think? He says, well, with the turbo, it's not the smoothest power supply that you could expect, because when that turbo kicks in, all of a sudden your power goes up phenomenally. So with the turbo, he's predicting, although he's got the pace, it's going to be more difficult to get that car around the island quickly.
Right, the cars are rolling. My left, your right. Under the Castrol Bridge, the lights on pit lane is on, and we're going to go racing shortly. 6 laps of Thermo Fires Clubman Saloon cars is about to go green, very short, or should I say lights off, and away they go. You can hear the revs pick up as they make their way into turn number 1. Now you've got to be very, very easy on that throttle. We see the cars filter through. Josef Hendricks says you got to get the run. Josef Hendricks, Lambert's lost a couple of positions already as Jaco Lambert. He was on the front row in P2. He has dropped down a few spots already as you see the cars work their way. Already there's a car into the wall.
Yeah.
Into that dam of water that Gary spoke about.
Hendricks is okay. That might be the
Stephen
Thermo.
Gous.
No,
Yes.
Stephen Gous is still
No,
there.
Stephen's still
Stephen
there.
is still there, but it's definitely one of the Jaco Lambert. It's probably Jaco Lambert. I'm going to hazard a guess that might have gone off at that point.
Well, we'll get confirmation on the radio exactly as to who went off there and the car number. But no, there's Jaco Lambert.
Yeah,
He's
so
still
he's
on
still
track.
there. Stephen Gous is still there.
I think it may be Steven Heidenreich. I got a funny
Heidenreich was
no,
further back. There's
there's
Heidenreich
Steven
coming
Heidenreich is
through
going
as
through
well.
as well. So we're going to try and pick up who went off. It's
Wow.
very difficult, so please excuse us if we make a few mistakes here, folks. It is difficult conditions. The rain is pelting against the commentary box windows and on the cameras around the track as well.
Well, on the way down the back main, it looks like it's Yusuf Hendricks will come out of that cloud. Yep, it's Yusuf Hendricks. He's the first man coming through. Is it Jaco Lambert? No, Jaco Lambert's dropped down to that third position. I see Stephen Gous sitting there. The first of the Golfs. That is probably Gavin Surf. That was the next man inside that spray.
Well, your guess is as good as mine. What's happening out there? There is all sorts of chaos out there. There's a car that's gone off in turn 5, one of the Golfs. Oh, there's a BMW that's also leaving the circuit as well. Man, this is not easy conditions, that's for sure.
There's a third car that's gone off, as that's John De Silva that has gone off.
Looks like a car park over there in turn 5 in Pertamina Fostron.
All goes well up. Oh, Stephen Gous
Gous.
has gone as well. That takes him out of the top 3.
Well, now our commentary box windows is completely steamed up. You can see absolutely nothing out of any of the windows, even though it is cold, guys. I think you're going to have to open some of them. But it is virtually impossible to see anything on the racetrack. JP Shea, I just saw him go through now. It is very, very, very difficult. So at the end of lap 1, it is Hendricks that sits out there in P1. Gary Smith is in second. Jaco Lambert crossed the line in third. Fourth was Gavin Surf. And fifth was Stephen Gous until he went off the runoff road in turn 1.
Yeah, he took the drag strip route, nothing less, and that took him completely out of it. There you can see how heavy the rain actually is as Smith works his way through. Let's have a look down the back straight, how the guys are going down there. Is it still going to be Yusuf Hendricks? Yep, it is Yusuf Hendricks that still leads out, but now it's getting tight up front.
It's getting very difficult up front now. Gemma O'Lean, I've heard, has also pulled off there around about the just behind the clubhouse of the karting circuit. Jordan's trying to show me through the window, but you can see nothing through those windows. Right, so let's go. Here we go. And it is Yusuf Hendricks that sits out there in P1. Shane Smith in second, and he's the quickest man with a 145.667. And he sits there in P2. Gavin Surfers right in there behind him. Surfers 7.3 seconds behind Smith. That's in that second spot as one of the cars are coming down pit lane. I think the guys are saying it's enough. I don't think that is Stevie. Stephen Heidenreich is cruising down pit lane.
Yeah, he went down the back straight and just slowed right up. So a pity for that. You see the cars going down into holes, battling a little bit. There's water about. Look at that whole bunch of cars coming in there now. And all gingerly working their way through. The big thing that you want to avoid here is aquaplaning and bumping your competitor. That's, I think, the biggest concern. And you have to avoid the water at certain insides. Yeah, Yusuf Hendricks is really giving it a good clout. And Gary Smith is sitting there with him. Now, Gary, and he goes and he puts it sideways. And Gary says, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's Shane Smith that was right
Shane
on his
there.
case there. And Yusuf had just gone to play where I said he shouldn't. This will be Gavin Surf coming past. And Gavin will now move up into that second spot as Yusuf Hendricks gets himself
lucky to get out the mud.
of that mud. Lucky for him, he wasn't in too deep. That is the first 3 that's heading down towards turn 5, Pertamina Fostron. Wow, it is hectic out there. Renzo Torrente sits now in that 5th position. as we keep an eye on the cars going through.
Now that Renzo Durante's BMW very quick there. And there's Shane Smith coming through. Shane Smith's got a healthy lead. He's got to keep it together. He's quite a way ahead there of Gavin Cerf, who will now be in second place, and then Yusuf Hendricks down in third. There is Yusuf coming through there now, so he's working his way through. He would now have to take care coming out of turn 4.
There's a lot of cars trying to find their way back on the track at the
Looks like Gavin went off.
In turn 5 in Fostron corner. So we'll have a look and see who's going to come past us now. This is very difficult. This could be Torrente.
Renzo Torrente.
That is coming through, although, yeah, it's very hard. There is Dexter Bruce coming through. Just behind him on your shot there, you saw Jaco Lambert coming through.
Gavin Cerf down in 6th. He went off in turn 5. There you see Gavin Cerf coming down into turn 1. He's there behind Van Sale in the spur car. And then up behind them will be JP Shea and Dexter Bruce, then Lambert, and then Phillips coming through there with him as well.
Yeah, there is Lambert coming through. Where is Anton Jacobs? He's right in there behind him. So we have a look and see. That is Gemma O'Lean's car that you see standing there on the inside, just behind the karting race control. So let's have a look and see. There's Dexter Bruce, and it is JP Shea that's just ahead of Bruce. Then it's Fourie that is there behind him in car number 80. That is Gary Fourie. Welcome back, Gary Fourie, sitting there in a P7. There's a car that's wandering off the circuit. I'll tell you what, these are brave guys taking on these conditions as we watch the cars make their way into turn 1.
Plenty happening out there. Lots of the drivers negotiating puddles here and there. The big thing is you have to avoid aquaplaning because you're moving at pace. And with aquaplane, you lose control. And that's when you're heading for a scene of an accident, as Gary would rightly state. Guys going down now towards turn 5. So Shane Smith leading out ahead of Yusuf Hendricks. Renzo Torrente is there in third. Then Gary Smith sits up there behind him. Jaco van Zyl, Gavin Cerf. And then it's going to be Gary Fourie, JP Shea, Dexter Bruce, and Jaco Lambert behind in P10.
Yeah, and that's a group of cars that's going there through a turn number 5 through Fostron corner. And the three of them are having a go at each other. Dexter Bruce, and right there with him is Gary Smith. And then Jaco Lambert sticks it up there on the inside of Smith as they make their way across the line to start another lap. A lot of them just diving through into turn number 1. That's that fight we're talking about. There comes Dex. Right behind Dex is Lambert. Right behind him is Fourie. And then we'll see them now as they go down the back straight.
Right, cars going down into turn number 5, which is Pertamina Fastron. And that water lying on the verge there on the inside of the corner, but a lot of the drivers just sort of staying off that line, getting a bit of traction as they work their way out, trying to pick up numbers on the cars as they come through. The camera is not making it easy for us as commentators to see. We try and recognize a car here or there, and they make their way through. That's the Silver Goes, Hendricks and Van der Merwe clan that were going down there. They work their way down into turn number 1. No.
Well, the leaders are on their final lap as they make their way down into turn number 5. So that should be the 71 of Shane Smith that sits out there in P1. And Torrente, Renzo has gone all the way into second, and he's there in Class X. And the checkered flag is out, and we're waiting for the leaders to go to the checkered flag. Remember, the leader was on the last lap because it says 1 more lap to go. So we're waiting for the 71 car to come around. He is your leader. That is Shane Smith. Right, down the back main. There comes your leader. Down the back straight is the 71, that yellow BMW, racing down towards turn number 5 into a Fostron corner. That is Gary Smith, man, and he was 31.5 seconds ahead of Torrente when they started this last lap. So, Francois, this is your leader at the end of lap number 6. That will take the checkered flag, Shane Smith.
Yeah, Shane coming out here now up towards the City of Cape Town, Castrol and Lime Property Management Bridge. The checkered flag beckons. Shane will relish this one. He's won races before, and he'll say thank you very much, showing that he knows how to drive in the wet. Renzo Torrente should be going into turn number 5 about now, working his way out. He's got a bit of slow traffic. And Gary Smith should be up behind him. We're trying to pick up Renzo now in the BMW. But it's nearly a half a minute gap that Shane Smith had over him. So the rest of the field coming through under the checkered flag. There comes Renzo Torrente now in the BMW, lights ablaze under the City of Cape Town Bridge up towards the finish line. And this man has grown in leaps and bounds. I mean, he's been working on that BMW for quite a while. Up behind him, Gary Smith. And Gary Smith there, together with Kai van Sale in P4 and Gavin Surf there in P5 as the rest of the field make their way up towards us.
Yeah, we've got a back marker that's coming towards the checkered flag right now. It was one of the first cars that went off. So now we are waiting for Dexter Bruce, Jaco Lambert and Gary Fourie, and this could be that fight. Here they come towards us. Dexter Bruce will lead Jaco Lambert across the line. But what has happened to the 8-0 Golf? Here it comes. That is Gary Fourie inside there. And right on his case is JP Share as the two of them work their way towards the checkered flag.
Well, Frankie, that was somewhat of a difficult race to commentate on, both to see on the screen and see outside. As we rightly said, the commentary box, we've got all the windows open, so we're taking a little bit of a cold spell just to get the mist or all the rest off. A couple of replays out there now, and we see a couple of the drivers going a bit high and wide, going deep in there, and they're aquaplaning. A little bit of aquaplaning. They're making it very difficult there. For the drivers, you have to take the right line, and they just ran a bit deep. So as they grab the brakes, they aquaplane, and then they run deep into the corner, going off, and they're working their way back on.
Yeah, this is, as you see, replays of cars all over the place. That looks like JP
Share, yeah.
Yeah, it is JP Share. It doesn't look like JP Share. It is, and this is Joseph Hendricks that lost it coming out of Saddle Sweep. And he lost it right in front of Shane Smith. Lucky boy was Joseph that he could get that BMW back on circuit again. And Francois, this is guys that are just bouncing all over the place, trying to keep control of their vehicles.
It's very difficult. You don't want to come back on circuit. You could have been involved in somewhat of a skirmish there, down in Interceptor corner. That water on the inside of Interceptor is a little bit, that's the bikes have gone down on that little river that runs across, causes an aquaplane.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that one, folks. We tried our best